be talking about some of the tech choices that you're about to see come out of YCS Indy and actually shock the world. Make sure you guys smash the link right button, that subscribe button, so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And we're going to be starting off over here with Ken and Gen and Thrust. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Thrust is probably by far the most powerful card in the English TCG version of this game right now, because Thrust is everything to how, honestly, the TCG is being ran right now. You want to be able to trigger on into a talents and take something from the opponent? Yeah. It's not really a lot of fun. And the fact that the TCG got for exclusives cards to trigger Thrust and talents is still absurd to me at the end of the day. I actually think that a lot of people are looking at this this little package right now and they're like, you know, I don't think anybody's going to really care about this. And no, honestly, I think a lot more people are going to be playing the Ken and Gen stuff because it's the first event out of the block. Every pro has made a video that has YouTube and has talked about what they're expecting out of Ken and Gen and the overall applications that this broken package brings to the table. Now, will every Ken and Gen build actually, you know, dominate? No. Obviously, probably the builds that have the best synergy, aka the Warrior Toolbox stuff, with being able to, you know, backdoor into for noble cards, it's always going to be pretty good. Plus, I mean, you've got the Hidden Dark World synergy in there as well. The fact that you can play in tier elements too. It's pretty stupid, the amount of hype that we have going for this. So let's give it a little bit of time. I think people are going to need time to cook, but because it's going to be the earliest event kind of going forward here, everybody and their mother's going to be trying this out, all right? Even the guy that's probably X3 is probably going to sack at least one person with a Ken into the congratulations, I accidentally just blew you out, hee hee, and a lot of people are going to get sacked by it. So we'll have to wait and see if it sticks around, but Thrust will at least see a decent amount of play. Next up is Angelica's Angelic Ring. Now, for those of you that have been telling me, well, Robbie, you know, this is the card that stops Dark Ruler no more in the Warrior matchup. Yes, it is. This is the thing that basically, whenever your opponent resolves their first spell card or effect each turn, this card says no. So, I've also been informed that the Great Shogun lock is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Here's the problem with the Great Shogun lock, since everybody and their mother continues to want to shout this at me going, no, you haven't mentioned this. For all of the mock tournament data that I have seen, all the people out of Kongs that have been participating, nobody has been playing Great Shogun Xian. Yes, it is really cool that you can go Great Shogun Xian and you can, you know, pair it up with the Angel's Ring, and then your opponent can only play one spell card, and it's so cool. Here's the thing. It's not really seeing application. It's really cool in theory, but I hate to tell you this, but people are not exploring this right now, man. All right? It's really cool for an idea, for sure, but I don't think it's got what it takes to top a YCS. That's how a lot of these ideas tend to work, all right? So I think Angel's Ring is going to be a massive game changer out here. A lot of people are going to forget to read the line that says have to equip to a monster that already has an equip on it. 100% guarantee you that people are going to miss that. But people are also probably going to lose to Great Shogun Xian from a couple side decks in Swiss. But to think that that's going to carry through to the top end of things, I don't foresee that actually being a major thing. So that's my 2 cents on Angel's Ring. Card is absurd. Card does its thing. But a lot of people, honestly, I don't really feel like are playing Dark Ruler no more right now. It's been kind of droplets or bust. Now, obviously, with age, we'll have to wait and see how that's going to change and kind of shape up. But that's kind of what it feels like right now, is it's maybe not so much a Dark Ruler no more type of world. Next up is Superstar Slayer Typhoon. It's going to be like, how is this a tech choice, Robbie? Well, there are a lot of builds out here that just choose not to play Typhoon, and I always find that very interesting. But there are going to be a lot of people that are going to genuinely lose to Typhoon because going to be like, wait, that's a card? You know how many Yu-Gi-Oh players find themselves not educated in a lot of the things that tend to happen in this game? So you got, what, a 29/29 that says, hey, your opponent exceeds summoned twice during the previous turn or this turn? Well, you can go ahead and overlay this on top of your monster with the highest attack points. The thing that makes Doomsday Star such an incredible card is he can be used to play into a field. And by what do I mean by that? So I can say I'm playing Rika Sun Avalon. All right, so I can attempt to do full Rika combo, and if I get stopped along the way, actually Rika might not be the best. Okay, before I get locked into plants, all right, I'm going to start this combo. My opponent's going to ash me, droll me. They're going to have all of these stop cards. They also have a droplet. So yeah, I'm left with like a Sunsea Genius Loki on the field. Well, since they special summon multiple times from the extra deck, at the end of the combo point that I've been choked out of the game, I can go ahead and make the Doomsday Star Crisis, and I can make an attempt to try to do something. And that's the thing that I like about the card is, no matter how many negates or whatever your opponent sets up, if your opponent met the conditions for this, and they've left you in a position with a monster, once again, it has to be the highest attack point monster. It doesn't matter if the thing has 50 attack points or not, all right? You turn it into this thing, and then you're able to play the game. It's really weird in the scenarios that I've seen Doomsday Star make the most value out here, but the card is actually nuts, besides SP Little Knight, which I mean is like still the best card that you can have going for you. But Sky Crisis really does put a lot of pressure on opponents. Next up is going to be the Diabellstar package. Now, in terms of crazy innovation points with the Diabellstar stuff, I think the Snake Eye stuff is going to be the thing that's going to surprise people the most. Now, I am on record here. Honestly, I do believe that the Snake Eye cards are not that great. I do think that people have crazy amounts of time on their hands, and they might actually get the chance to break something here. But the point here is the Diabellstar package is going to be something that a lot of people, they know it exists because the Rescue Ace deck is going to be probably the highest represented deck in the room, because setting 4, having a consistent method to pull out the hydrant, and then, you know, oh, good luck playing through my 4 back row duelist. Oh wait, what's that? You triggered my Solemn Judgment. I don't know why I'm playing Solemn Judgment, but for your Harpy's Feather Duster, yeah, get good. It's projected to be the best deck, but you also have to remember, this is an engine. All right, this engine is highly splashable, and when you get down to these splashable cards, you know, and I go back to the Snake Eyes example here, you know, somebody could bring a fully competent Snake Eyes deck to the event and shock the room and get a feature match, and all of a sudden people are looking at Snake Eyes cards and they're like, wow, you know, like there's actually some hidden level of synergy here that nobody really expected. I know I'm kind of reaching a little bit more on the top shelf here, you know, trying to pull off. Somebody's gonna be like, Robbie, how many Diabellstar cores do you have? Actually, 0. I think in terms of hidden expectations, the Diabellstar stuff, the potential is kind of crazy, actually. And I'm excited to see what people are going to try to do with it. All right, it's that level of excitement, that level of thrill that you're excited to see. So I hope that we do see some kind of cool thing with the Diabellstar package, maybe something that somebody didn't really expect, besides the established craziness that's going to be the Rescue Ace hype train. And then the last thing I want to talk about here is the Horus package. Honestly, I think the Horus package is by far the biggest wild card out of the weekend. You have so many people that have been exploring the Horus package, but the biggest things you got to consider are, one, am I going to have access to my Horus package for the first big event? And number 2, what crazy shenanigans are people going to toss Horus into? Because you've got the pure build, you have, oh man, the Phantom Knight build, which, man, kudos to all the Phantom Knight players. You guys will not let that deck die, all right? What is it, week 1 every single time? You're like, yes, Phantom Knights, yes. And it's just like, stop it, all right? It's kind of doing its thing, but I don't think it's going to stick around for the YCS. But the Horus package, this engine, I think, is going to see some sort of play, maybe in a tier elements build, even though a lot of people have been like, the tier build is pretty awful. You know, you're kind of just including more dead cards into the deck. I kind of agree with that a little bit, but I think the Horus package has the biggest wild card factor. It's going to catch people off guard. People are going to be like, you know, in terms of the 60 card pile decks, yeah, congratulations. Your opponent might just end up seeing, you know, a Horus pile, and you're like, wow, 60 cards, you hit the Imseti, yay, and you just kind of start to lose. All right, I think that's going to be the scariest thing, is you run into 160 card pile, and you're like, what are you playing? And, you know, one game is full combo down another way. Game 2, you're suddenly seeing Horus cards, and you're just like, what's going on? Plus, you know, the Synchro variants as well. Oh, boy, oh boy. So, what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace.
Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.